Hello everyone and welcome to Collection Reflection. Today we will be reflecting on the Marvel Legends No Way Home Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I hope you enjoy the pictures at the end, but for now, let's swing right into the articulation. He's got a ball joint in the head that gives him 360. He can look up that much and down that much. And he does have some nice tilt. His arms can rotate 360. They can move out past 90. His butterfly joints bring his arm in that close. But they don't really go back at all. 360 bicep swivel. Pinless double jointed elbow. All of his wrists will swivel. And they have the high five hinge. He does have a ball joint at the diaphragm, but watch out for that paint scratching. He crunches down that far, and back pretty much all the way. He does have drop down hips that can give him a split, and it helps him kick forward that far, and back almost none at all. He has a very tight thigh swivel. Got some great pinless double jointed knees. Even though he has a boot, he's got no boot swivel, but he can kick down that far, and back up a decent amount. Not too much pivot though. Aside from that boot swivel, he's got some pretty decent articulation. Let's zip on over and check out his accessories. The Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man comes with two different head sculpts. This first one is his masked head sculpt. I have seen a few QC issues with the head sculpts, especially when it comes to those eyes. A lot of the times they're either off-centered or the black lines are painted way off the line. Another thing to look out for is going to be those silver web lines. I do like how it can sometimes catch the light and reflect just like it did in the movie, but from most angles it looks like it's not even painted. He also comes with a set of web hands. I think they did a much better job painting these gloves than they did his mask. He also comes with a right-handed fist, only one, and a left-handed wall-crawling hand. Of course, I think he should have come with a set for each of these hands, especially since they've already made the molds for them, but I guess this was their way of trying to make the people who bought that 3-pack feel less ripped off. And here is his final accessory. It's going to be his unmasked head. And to be quite honest with you, this is the main reason why I bought this figure. Originally, I was going to pass on this whole wave, but then I saw how good these head sculpts were, and I thought, man, if I got to pick at least one, I've got to pick Tobey Mcguire. In my opinion, the original trilogy still holds up today, and the likeness to the actor is really, really good. So now not only am I getting this figure, but I'm also strongly considering picking up the Doc Ock, Green Goblin, and Sandman figures from the same wave. I'm really liking how this figure looks alone, but let's see what he looks like compared to some others. Here we have some fellow Marvel Legends. We have the King in Black 2-pack Venom, and the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. To be honest with you, the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man was such a great figure that I was happy with him being the only Spider-Man in my collection, but that's when I saw that head sculpt for Tobey Mcguire, and I knew I was going to have to pick him up too. From SH Figure Arts, we have Kid Naruto and Sasuke Uchiha. I think it's really cool that the PlayStation Spider-Man and Sasuke are voiced by the same actor. I think he does a great job in both roles. For a 5-inch comparison, here we have the BST AXN Shredder and Michelangelo. And the Spider-Man looks like he's a little bit taller than Shredder. For the 4-inch comparison, we have Marvel Epic Hero Series, Spider-Man, and Venom. I think it'd be pretty cool if they tried to re-release this Spider-Man with better arms and silver paints to fill in those web lines so that it would look a little bit more like the Raimi Spider-Man. What do you think? Would you pick up that variant? And for our final comparison, here we have Pumpkin Wrapper's massive head. He's about a half Tobey tall. When it comes to enhancing this figure, I think the main thing that it really needs is a boot swivel. It's very unfortunate that Marvel Legends is starting to create a bunch of figures without boot swivels. I'm not sure how much money that's saving them, but I promise you it's disappointing a lot of your fans. Especially whenever the character literally has boots already. Other than that, the only thing that they could have really improved on is the posability in his neck. It feels very stiff, and he's unable to look up in most of his poses. And of course, if he would have came with all the accessories that I think he should have, this figure would have really been top notch. But for what we did get, I think they did a pretty decent job on the web lines. I know that they've had a lot of QC issues because of them, but thankfully on my figure they seem to be done pretty well. I also really like all the different textures in his suit. In my opinion, the blues and the reds are very faithful to the actual movie appearance, and I really like how this figure catches light. But by far, the best part of this figure has to be the Tobey Mcguire head sculpt. So that brings us to the question, should you collect this figure or reflect it? If you have any attachment to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy or the actor Tobey Mcguire himself, then I say you should collect this figure. But if this is just another Spider-Man figure for you, then I would go ahead and save my $25 and reflect this figure. While I still think it's pretty good compared to other Marvel Legends, in the sense that it's sturdy and it has pretty nice paint applications, as well as a decent sculpt, I still think that there's nothing too special about this figure that you couldn't find in another Spider-Man. With the lack of accessories, the QC issues, and his posability problems, I don't think this is a figure that you need to have in your collection. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. I want to thank you all so much for making it this far into the video. If you have any criticisms for me, please let me know. I'm always trying to improve my videos. And I'm also open to video suggestions. But for now, I hope you have a nice chuckle at some point in your day, and please, try to be kind to somebody, because it could really change their life. I'll talk to you next time.